Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. I've been getting a lot of questions about my backpack. That's the EUC backpack. It's got this thing called a no dancing monkey harness system. So it makes it to where that there's not really any counter swing on the backpack. Dude, okay, look, this garden thing that I keep on going through, I just want you guys to see why. You see this fence right here? It produces a blind turn going into that drive that I've almost been hit on. And so, where they have that garden is like the only safe space for me to go because it's a blind turn for any car that comes into there. If any of you have any good ideas as to how I can navigate that better or what you would do instead, I would be totally up for it because I totally feel like a tool by touching any of their plants ever. But as I said, it seems like somebody knows that I'm going through there and they keep on adding more, or it's just that they're adding more plants and it has absolutely nothing to do with me, which is probably more the situation. If you're new to the channel, my name's Johnny Go Vroom. I ride and exhibition. Basically, I'm just a demo rider that kind of shows how wheels can be fun. Sometimes I work with companies to test and refine products, like with Grizzla or with E-Rides or with InMotion. I've helped to refine some products for Pagode. So that's kind of like my stock and trade. I'm out here trying to help and improve the community in any little way that I can. So that's kind of who I am. 41 years old, been or 41 years young, depending on how you want to say it, and I've been riding electric unicycles for approximately 4 years now. My first electric unicycle was the EXN. This is all going to come into play, guys. This is all going to come into play. For now, the wheel that I'm riding is the InMotion V14, and boy, I tell you,
Ready for ready.
yo, this wheel is so much fun. This wheel is so much fun, guys. It has 4,000 watt motor, and that doesn't mean a whole lot outside of the fact that like it's got more torque than anything else in its size. So what that translates into is umpteen gajillion amounts of torque going forwards or backwards or any which words that I wish towards, and that's just kind of how it works. It's got this Raptor controller in there, which it's again that I don't know what that even means. It sounds cool though. I remember from Jurassic Park Raptors and stuff, so I mean that kind of sounds cool to me. It's got a Grizzla armor kit on it. That's the seat that you see there, and the pads. Those are VCF. The jacket that I have on, that's my Lazy Roller jacket, and I'm wearing the E-Rides P1 Max gloves with the Vega helmet. This is one of my commutes that I regularly take. I absolutely love this particular commute because there's so many things about it that improve me and test my abilities as a rider, as far as situational awareness, dealing with people, dealing with traffic, dealing with balance, hard start stops, making sure that I can look over my shoulder without turning completely or dropping. Right now, I'm fishing for that moment where I can bust into traffic without, again, being felt. I don't want to be felt. I don't want people to have to stop for me, be them pedestrians or their cars. I just want to be able to fit in there and just kind of zipper into whatever the situation is. And I think that's a great way to say it, to kind of zipper into whatever the situation is. Sometimes people ask about shoes. I wear these Adidas. They're like, I've got like 3 pairs of them. They have a really thick sole, wide toe box. I wanted to talk about the first time that I got into a wreck. So that's why I was telling you a little bit about like when it first, what I was first riding. And that was an EXN, right? So I was out there in Santos in Ocala, and they have this paved segment of trail. And this trail goes on for like 35 miles one way or something like that. And so the trail has all of this vertical up and down, this left and right. It's just so much so much diversity as far as how the trail feels. If you ever get a chance to get down to Santos and Ocala, they are incredibly welcoming. Just please be respectful and don't buzz people because you're going to feel tempted to just tear through. And there's a few blind turns down there. So just be mindful, be respectful. But if you ever get a chance to get out to Santos and Ocala, they are incredibly welcoming on both the paved and unpaved trails because of the hard work of people like Rob Lee and Mike Buell over at the PEV Connection. I was riding the EXN, and basically, I realized at that moment that pedal height matters. I was banking really hard. So when you turn on an EUC, you're either going to turn like with the wheel straight up and kind of make it turn left or right, or you're going to bank. And when you bank, you're going to lean left or right, and that's going to make you turn. Well, I was on the EXN and I was banking really hard to the left during this turn. I was going about 35 miles an hour. And I clipped my pedal, and it was the most exhilarating, fun thing in the world, man. I flew off of my wheel at like 35 miles an hour. I was super duper pumped. I like rolled into the bushes, into the wooded area right next to the edge of the trail. Nobody was around me, so there was no risk of anybody getting hurt. I've always made sure that I do not push myself in a situation where my liabilities can become other people's liabilities. So in that instance, I only hurt myself and I like jammed my finger or something like that. It was like something silly, like I jammed my finger. I bring that up because I was actually really, oh my goodness, that was actually not my first wreck, dudes. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to tell you about my actual first like wreck. That happened on a V8, and it was a really important lesson. And I think honestly that you guys, oh, check this out. Oh, I love having fun, and every single commute is an adventure. So pardon me. And I'm ADHD, I think. So pardon me, because sometimes my brain just goes whoop 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 whoop. But yeah, the V8. There was a really important lesson that I learned in riding that when I got my first crash. My crash. But on the EXN, I also learned a really valuable lesson, and that's that pedal height matters. So as you get into doing more advanced maneuvering, as it were, if you get into this advanced maneuvering thing, then your pedals being higher or lower is going to be critical and important. So I'm happy that I was fully armored because nothing happened to me. I was completely okay. It was just, it felt good. I had always planned that I would at some point in time get hurt. Did that guy plan to do that? Like, did he? I don't know. I felt like he checked me, actually, that guy I just passed on the gator or whatever. Like, it was, I don't know. It was weird. But it was a really important lesson that the preparedness, it all matters, and it doesn't matter until it absolutely matters, right? Like the preparedness, you armoring up your wheel, you armoring up your body, you taking all of the precautions, it doesn't matter until it matters. So just remember, I mean, it could happen at any time, but as you get better and better about riding, I'm going to be honest, guys, the accidents tend to only happen when you are trying to FAFO, when you're, effing around and finding out. That's typically when the accidents happen. Beyond that, if you're super vigilant, you stay very defensive, and you are not overconfident about things, the accidents don't happen as much. So, your turn. I'm interested. In the comment section below, let me know about your first crash story. And bonus points if you can laugh at it now. If you're still healing mentally or physically, dude, you're not alone. We've all been there. Okay, so yeah, tell me about what happened down below. And in the next video after this one, I will talk about what happened with that V8 and why it was so critical. To this day, the EXN is still one of my favorite wheels for how light the wheel was with relation to how much power the wheel exerted. I ended up selling it because, being the high-speed motor that it was, I began to be able to overheat it as I progressed in my skill level. I just was able to start, stop at such an pardon my lisp, at such an aggressive rate that the controller just overheated, even though I had a fan mod. Did any of you guys ride any of the old Gotway wheels back in the RS days or the EXN days or the Monster Pro days? Did you guys have any luck dealing with the heating thing? Because I really, really, really miss those lightweight plastic-sided wheels. Anywho, this has been Johnny, and like the V14, absolutely stunning. You know, no matter what, always keep your head on a swivel. That person right back there that I just passed on the VW, they're driving up right now. That red dot in the back, they actually backed up for me, and I thought that was super duper sweet. So whenever people do stuff like that, I try to bow. I make very big physical gestures so that way people know that this one-wheeled gizmo duck looking dude genuinely appreciates their efforts at being human. It means a lot. And while I mentioned in the last video that I do like to buck and I like to get where I'm going just as quick as I can, periodically I do like to show, and this is going to sound silly, I do like to show some solidarity and kind of sit there with the people and kind of wait, you know, and endure the traffic light. I mean, even though I could take a couple of quick turns, I generally just try to be, you know, present with the other people in traffic sometimes. And I'll tell you why I do this, because I don't want to incite envy in familiar spaces and people. I don't want them to feel like I'm consistently getting over. So if I can, I do show like I am kind of trying to show some solidarity and try to stand there in traffic with them periodically. There has been times, woo, there he goes. There has been times when being in traffic and actually making that effort to show solidarity has gotten me in trouble, because people have tried to, or just been blind to it. It seems like maybe they've tried to hit me, though, it seems like. And then whenever that happens, I just remind myself that I don't have to sit there in the line, and I just buck to the next safe surface and keep on going. So what about you? I guess I don't know. You guys are talking so much, and my brain is going a million miles a minute anymore with this whole new way of kind of communicating and chatting and doing things. So, is there any my brain? Is there any weird habits that you have? Sorry, I had a brain fart. Any weird habits that you guys have about like dealing with, you know, traffic and trying to show solidarity, like in terms of communal, you know, being present with your community? I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm crazy. Anyway, take care. It's been your boy, Johnny, and I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you so much. Remember, ride safe, ride strong, and until next time, hugs or something. I don't know. Peace.